Hello and welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Before I start with today's readings, I thought I would just jump on real quick and give everyone an update about my recent medical travels to the Mayo Clinic and Mayo Hospital in Rochester, Minnesota. It was a long drive for my family and I, but it worked out well. We were there for a couple of days. We're back home now. And everything went splendidly at the appointments. I do have to keep an eye on my cholesterol, they said, but otherwise everything is in pretty good working order. For those of you that don't know, I had a liver transplant just over 13 years ago. And 5 years ago, I was part of a research study at UCSF in California, where they were weaning patients off of their anti-rejection medication. You know, when you get an organ transplant, I had a liver transplant, you typically have to take anti-rejection medication for the rest of your life. UCSF had a study. I can't remember the name of the study. It was Dr. Feng. They did a study where they would wean people off of their anti-rejection medication in order to see what might allow some patients, as opposed to other patients, to stop taking that kind of medication, just to kind of further the whole transplant science. So I was very fortunate to be part of that study, and I've been free of medication now for about 5 years. I don't recommend it. I'm not a medical expert. I don't know why it works or how I was so blessed and so lucky and so fortunate to be part of that study and to have things work out the way that they did. But now Mayo in Minnesota is following me because they're also, I guess, doing a similar type of study or something, which I'm not a part of. But I go there yearly just to get the full battery of tests. They did ultrasounds and x-rays and bone density scans and, function tests, kidney function tests, and all of these different things. So that was quite an experience. It was a long trip for my family and I, but we're back home safe now. And I really do appreciate all of the well wishes and the prayers and the thoughts and just the generally love and good vibes from everyone in the community here. I really appreciate that. So I thought I would just jump on and say thank you to everyone and to say, hey, we're back with the regular schedule of readings now. Everything is until next year anyway, when I have to go back again. But my daughter had a good time too. She's 3 years old and she loves staying in hotels and she loves going swimming in, hotel pools and stuff. So she got to do a little bit of that. So it was a nice sort of vacation, even though I was doing a lot of walking around and a lot of being poked and prodded. But I really do love the Mayo campus in Rochester. It's a fascinating facility. It's huge. And all the buildings are connected by underground. It's like a mall underground that just connects all of the different Mayo buildings. And so I had to go back and forth from one to the other. And it was quite an experience. But we are here now, and I thought that I would do just a daily one-card reading. Before I do that, I want to also give a shout-out to this stuff. There was a gentleman in the comments here that recommended I get some of this, and I just took some right now. It doesn't taste very good, but it seems to really be helping my voice, and so hopefully if I continue to use that. So thank you. I'm sorry I don't remember your name. YouTube's kind of weird. When I see a lot of your comments, it doesn't really show a name. It just shows like user and then a bunch of numbers and stuff. So it's hard for me to remember everyone's name and that sort of thing. But I appreciate the recommendation. I'm going to see how it goes. So far, I like it. I'll get used to the taste, but I like the way it feels there. Let's do one card just for the day, just for the heck of it, right? Just to see what comes out for today and what we might all need to think about or meditate upon, or, well, I guess that's the one. And it just happens to be my significator card. This is the Cancer energy in action. This is the Knight of Cups, right? This is cardinal water, right? So it's that really strong Cancer energy. And this is really a card about gratitude, about love, about expressing your emotions, about giving and receiving love, right? And this is what it's all about for me today. This is what the last few days have been for us here. And this is what I'm trying to convey to all of you, is my love and appreciation for all of you who watched the channel, support the channel, who were sending me just a lot of good vibes and a lot of prayers and well wishes while we were gone at the hospital. So this is a card that's really, it's about the being moved by your emotions, right? It's this fire, it's this passion that's expressed through the water energy, right? So through not so much the telling each other that we love each other, but showing it by feeling the vibes, right? By really having that energy and letting it be expressed in your life. And that's usually like a vibe that people can feel, right? You know, when you're around your loved ones, there's just that, you don't even have to say anything. It's just that kind of silent, the silent love, that fills the room. And to me, this card is really about that. But it's also about the gestures, too. It's not just about the silent kind of, the wink and a nod that we're all in this together. But it's acts of kindness. And now these are also just random acts of kindness. If you feel moved by the Spirit, moved by that fire energy, do it. Go for it. Communicate it. Express that in some way, right? Let your heart be moved. Let your body be moved by that. I think a lot of the time we start to get self-conscious. We feel that impulse, and then we say, well, maybe they wouldn't appreciate it, or I'd come off as being weird, or it'd be awkward. Let's not worry about any of that. If you feel a movement of love and passion, express that in your life. Obviously, there are boundaries, right? But being kind, smiling, holding a door for someone, helping someone with something, or offering to help, it doesn't cost us anything. And if anything, we're gaining from that. We're creating these kind of magical moments. See, in this card, you don't know really if that figure is giving or receiving. That's why I say this is both. This is also learning how to receive kindness from others. Some people are not really good at receiving a compliment, or we assume people have ulterior motives or other agendas, or they're not being sincere, or they're being sarcastic. See, we could go through all of these kind of mental things instead of just receiving it. And even if the person is being sarcastic, it doesn't matter. If we're receiving it in a way that enriches us, empowers us, and gives us this spark of spirit, this fire energy in here, then who cares, And I think this is really, that's kind of an effective way even to shut down people like that, is even though maybe we know they're being sarcastic, to just accept it in that kind of gracious way. To use it as power, use it to help us rather than, if their intention is to make us uncomfortable or to, take away any of our power or confidence. Let's not let that happen, So this card is really, really important to me. And again, this is the Cancer archetype in action, right? Because it's that cardinal water energy. And of course, this has its shadow side, right? This could be expressed in rather negative ways. We feel this kind of burning anger, this surge of emotion, and then it just it comes out unchecked. So I think some of us Cancers kind of get a bad rap for this, being closed off emotionally, and then just having these kind of outbursts, Let's recognize that. Let's try to, be aware of these outbursts of negative emotions. But what about these outbursts of love, outbursts of joy even, right? Outbursts of positive emotions. Let's let those through. Let's let that happen, especially now with the holidays coming up. And I know that's a ripe time for emotional tensions and emotional outbursts and things. But let's try to keep the negative emotions in check a little bit, but let's let the positive ones out, right? That's going to be better for us. That's not letting them win. That's not, and no one's taking advantage of us. We're taking advantage of the opportunity to create more moments of joy and beauty and love and kindness, right? So I think this is a good card. And I think that this is, it's important for us to show appreciation too. This is a good card for gratitude. So let's think about some of these things today. Now I'm going to go ahead and start filming the rest of the readings today. I hope you'll stay tuned. I'm here every day from 6 to 8 a.m. Chicago time. A little bit early today so I can make this little update video. And again, to recap, the doctors said everything looks fine. I got to worry about my cholesterol a little bit. And I do have to talk to the doctor in a couple days because one of my kidney tests were a little bit wonky. Probably no big deal, but I got to talk to her in a couple days. Otherwise, clean bill of health. What else? If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. All right. It doesn't cost you anything. It's totally free. And it's good for the channel, right? Really helps us out. We've been growing quite fast lately, and I really appreciate all of that love and support for this channel. And kind of in that same vein, if you have anything to promote, a YouTube channel, a book, music, a website, your small business, whatever it is, there's a community post on the Dove and Serpent channel page. Right, where you can, as a comment, you can promote whatever you want, your website, your book, whatever it is. And I'm going to keep sharing that post so that it stays at the top of the Dove and Serpent Tarot, community page. So that will always be a resource for you to plug your next show, your next exhibition, your next whatever it is, right? And also, even if you don't have anything to promote, you can go head over there and just browse to see if there's anything in there that you might be interested in patronizing or checking out or, taking in, if it's music or a movie or a show or a website or whatever, or a small business in your area. It's kind of like the Dove and Serpent Tarot Yellow Pages, right? So I'm going to keep that at the top of the community page so that you can find it. Leave a comment for me. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know if there's anything that I can do for you. And give me a shout out of where you all are watching from. I really have been enjoying seeing, the audience is so spread out. It's all over the world, places that I've never even heard of. And it's so interesting to me to, to hear about these places, and then I can go and look them up on the internet and figure out. We're so widespread here. I just absolutely love it. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.